Shall we do a bit of bonus footage? Shall we do a bit of the scarpering? I think some of you like a bit of the scarpering, don't you? Let's see if my mate Anders is up. Hey, hey! Don't say he's fast asleep. Morning, mate. How are you?
Cycle to try and burn it, but I'm not pleased with the weather.
Hey?
I'm supposed to cycle for lunch to try and burn it, but now that I see it's raining,
It's a good hike in this weather, that. A good cycle.
Yeah.
Shall we go and grab a hot drink?
Yes.
Yeah? Alright, let's do it. Sorry to interrupt. Just putting this on the front of here as Steve from S&G Cycles, who was awesome enough to offer me help prior to my little mishap at the side of the highway. So I'm putting this on, even though it happened after this fact, quite a way after, just as a way of a thank you for him. And if you're ever in Cambridge, hit him up, yeah.
And then yeah, that's it. Just disintegrated in the rain. Past that like nothing.
Yep, I can do that.
Okay, no worries. You still
Just saying you do a lot of YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, I've started to since end of last year.
Enjoy it.
Love it, love it. The whole process is really good.
Don't think I'm going to have a new cone for you, unfortunately.
Whoever needs doing, man. That thread gone a bit wacky too, has it?
No, they'll go on.
Yeah, so. You know, I've just realised something. I really don't have anything. I've given everything up. But you know what I've gained? By giving everything up, I've gained everything that's worthwhile. As you can see, it is still very busy. It has been a beautiful day considering. The weather has been quite nice today, but I hear the little weather birdie tells me that it's going to be raining tonight, so I will be putting the tarp up, and the wind is supposed to get up, so I will be doing an enclosed tarp set. And I'm just looking at this bunch of bushes over here, thickets. See what we've got when we get there, eh? In fact, I think this is the spot where I was troubled by hooligans in a previous video. It is too, yes, I remember now. This is the hooligan spot video. I'll link that in the comments. Those of you that are interested. Hello, doggo. I wonder if my scraped out spot is still here that I did. I think from memory, I think it was this here. This spot. Yes, that does look mightily familiar. So yeah, so the wind for me is coming in that direction. That spot I showed you just before is just over there. The last time I kicked here, the hooligan video, I was here like that, hence that broken branch just there. May work out all right. I didn't have a tarp though when I was here last time. Didn't have a tarp. This here is the 2-inch needle thorn tree, which is also mentioned in the hooligan video. Whereas with this spot here, maybe a little better. Because looking at this, I've got this tree here, and I've got that tree there. So I could do a classic A-frame. Could do a classic A-frame there, but it would mean that both ends are going to be open, which I can block with the umbrellas, which is why I do have 2 umbrellas with me at all times. Another option I could do is to run like a ridge line between there and there, come in one loop at either end of the tarp, connect that to the ridge line there so the sides drop, the back drops down, and then have that sloping down to like a wedge. That's always an option. Or turn my bike upside down is the other option. Turn my bike upside down and have it there, seat, handlebars, tyres up here, and use that as the ridge line to drop over. That might be the go actually. But looking at the wind direction, I may have to change that to these two here, because the wind is coming that way behind me, from behind me to here, and that will create the wedge going down here, so that will be probably more, that'll be beneficial I think. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Ridge line, cross, 2 wheels up, back of the tarp down, and wedge it back this way. That'll be the go. Getting a little nippy. It's a little nippy. I would like it to be just a little bit darker before I start setting up. It's not really bothered me much in the past, but I think it's because I've been away from London for a little bit. The sack's shrunk just a little bit. Probably got about half hour, I think. Maybe 40 minutes until the sun drops. Enough for a dusk to appear anyway. So I'm just making sure that there's no obvious hard lumps to disturb my sleep, besides the hard lump that's up here. That box, that has my kitchen in it. It's my food, my condiments, my flavours. Quite a few of those dried meals too. Now I just want to make sure that I'm not going to have blood flow to the head. I think we're good there. One thing I like to do as well, because I take my pants off and I've got some sort of fleece tracky pants that I wear, I fold these up along with my jacket as well, and I put them just here. So obviously I've got my bedroll that comes down, I've got my tarp all spread out, but under my inflatable mat that I've got, I put my jacket and my pants just to raise it up slightly anyway. That stays there. That's what the bedroll goes on. Hey Pooch, what you doing? Friendly dog. Hey, there's nothing in there for you, buddy. She'll have to find it first. I've got a meat pie in there. She's fine. She won't dig down far enough to get that. Honestly, I don't mind dogs. I love them. No, no. Like I say, it's buried pretty far down. She's all right. Yeah, most nights. Yeah. No, it's actually when I'm in my sleep system here, I'm all right. It's this time of day when it starts to feel it. Have a nice evening. All right. So for those of you, there's a twig right in the way there, isn't there? Let me move you. For those of you that are new to the party, this is my sleep system. This is what you see on the back of my bike. I will just quickly go over it because I do have a separate video that goes over everything. This is a tarp that I've recently been sent, which I'm yet to do a video on. I've had a brief look at it. It does look like it's quality. It's one of the reasons I will be doing, and it is probably something I will end up using as well. It's amazing, some of the things that you get offered in this gig just don't make any sense. Lawnmowers, car jump starters, an electric fish filleting knife. The list goes on. It's mind-boggling, I tell you. But that's one thing I will be touching base on soon-ish. This is my DD 4x4 tarp, which I will be using. That's wet from last night before. I do have it in a different bag now. I found putting it back in the original bag was a bit of a chore. DD, they make the bags good for a good size when they're new, when they're folded as they should be when they come out the factory, but if, like me, you don't fold your tarps to put back in the sack, to work in the bag, because you'll end up with de-waterproofing where the creases are if you're folding it all the time. So I always scrunch mine up, and it was just too much of a chore, especially when you've got the guide ropes tied on there as well to shove it into the size bag. So I ended up getting an 8 litre Cedar Summit dry bag, and it goes in there really nice. It's just a nice tight fit in there, works really well. So I will be using the 4x4 today. This is my other DD tarp, that's a 3x3, which I do use on occasion. This here, that is my poncho in there. I've also got a buffalo top. Some of you may be familiar what the buffalo top is. It's like a fleece lined windbreaker. It's like a hoodie without the hood. And also my fleece pajama track bottoms, which I wear. That's all in there. That's another waterproof little 9.5 litre dry sack. That is what I've got a separate video on. That's the actual 2 sleeping bags, a fleece sleeping bag liner, a waterproof bivy bag, a ground tarp, a very thin thermal foam mat that goes on top of the inflatable camp mat. When I'm in that, cozy. Anyway, let's get this tarp up. And there's a footpath just over here. There's a big intersection here. So there's like a footpath that comes down and a footpath that goes like that. There's a big section there. So I will just hold this for a while. You can have a whole one. We don't need to crush it up for you, do we? So gentle. Oh, you're a beautiful looking bird, aren't you? I'm assuming you're a male or a female. It'll be one of the two, won't you? Hold on, mate. You're not getting the whole backet, you know that, don't you? One thing I do as well, I'll show you this. This is another little one of my tips, Kiwi's tips. My tent pegs I don't keep in one of these tent peg bags that you get, so I use just a piece of like elastic, like a big fabric elastic band. Keeps them all together really nice. Okay, so that's the basic build there done. So you can see I've got to obviously peg out this side yet because I've got to gain entrance. Once I'm inside and I've got my gear in there, I will peg that out the same as that. Just helps with the wind deflection. And I'll show you what it looks like from back where the public will be. Yeah, what can we do for now? Right, okay, let me get sorted. Now I need to do my bedroll. This is what keeps me nice and toasty. It's all very amateur, this setup, you know, in case you didn't realise. No professionalism here. I'm not in a very good headspace today too, so I do apologise for my down demeanour. I've had a few things said to me today that caught me off guard. Now when I'm opening this up, I have to be on the lookout for a SIM tray from my phone. I've not been able to use my phone all day. I've either lost it or it's caught up in my bedroll somewhere. Now is the time I will tell. It's not looking good so far. I do recall though that I picked up my sleeping bag and gave it a good old shake before I rolled up my bed this morning. Ah! What are the chances of that, eh? Bloody hell. Okay. Back in Communicado. Let's put that back in there where it belongs for now. Toasty. And it will be quite cosy in here tonight. I'll get some condensation. That's a given. But because it's sloping that way, it's not going to drip on me. There's a little bit of airflow, not a hell of a lot. This is not behaving tonight. I'll see you in the morning possibly. All in all, that was quite a pleasant evening actually. It is a really quiet place, Kensington Gardens. And my little brolly bunker, well, it's not a brolly bunker this evening, that last night actually, this was just the standard bunker. Worked really well. Kept me cosy. And it's a good 2 to 3 degrees warmer under there than elsewhere. Bear with me a moment. Morning folks. It's the Homeless Kiwi coming at you from Kensington Gardens, where I kept last night just over there. I'm just still filming as well. If you didn't catch number 11, day 11, jump on now. It dropped last night, it's worth a watch. Anyway, as I was saying, back to it. Alright folks, that was another successful night. She's a damp one this morning though. Alright Pooch. This one's a ratter. Been after the bloody squirrels all morning, this fella. From what I heard anyway. I'm going to pack up here. And I am heading to the station. I'm going to Cambridge briefly. Again, I'm backtracking, something I very rarely don't like doing, is retracing my steps, but because my care of address is up there, a lot of you are curious as to how I receive packages. I've got a couple of addresses around the UK, depending on where I'm at. One of them is in Cambridge. A subscriber, just like yourselves, very kindly has let me use it as a care of, so I'm going up to pick up some more stuff that's been sent, stuff that I've ordered. Good little compression sack this, lots of good tyres on it. And then once I've done what I need to do up in Cambridge, I'll probably be jumping on a train again. And heading south. Not sure where to yet. Can't give the game away too soon, can I? Somewhere in the UK. South, closer to the shore, closer to the coast. Could really do with a... I might actually look at getting a bigger bag for this. I thought this would be big enough, but it's far better than the original bag it came in. But I think I probably could have got maybe a 10 litre compression would have been good actually. Hindsight. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? quite satisfying to the soul when everything is just so. I'm going to end this one here, guys. Thanks again for sticking with me. Hope you've enjoyed it. I know you would have, those that have stuck to the end anyway, so that's probably a moot point, me voicing that. Do the usual, tap all the buttons, and I'll see you on the next adventure, which is going to be further south. I don't think I'm going to film anything between now and actually getting south, so you'll see nothing of Cambridge. Yeah, what else can I tell you? Do the like, yeah, I've already said all that. Just enjoy, stay chill, stay beautiful. See you next time, people. Shall we do a bit of bonus footage? Shall we do a bit of the scarpering? I think some of you like a bit of the scarpering, don't you? I'll leave you on when I cycle through. Remember the bonus footage you used to get off the DVDs? When you got to the end of the movie on the some of you may not know this, but the DVDs, I'm not going into technicalities. When you finish watching the movie, if you let it just play out, continue past the credits, and then you get the dead space and the black screen, they were never advertised, but the bonus bits used to come on so many minutes later. It was always varied, just depends what the editors wanted to do, I suppose, but you'd have a load of dead space to go through, and there'd be like bonus scenes, outtakes and everything from the movie. It was awesome. Consider that what this is. There's a Toby dog. He's not bothered. I think so, pal. Exfillet. Let's see if my mate Anders is up. The elusive swan whisperer of Hyde Park. Oh, it's a damp today, very damp. He's pretty cosy in his little nook he's made here though, his nest as he calls it. Hey, hey! Don't say he's fast asleep. You're looking like Santa this morning, mate. How are you? Oh.
I'm supposed to cycle to try and burn it, but I'm not pleased with the weather.
Hey?
I'm supposed to cycle for lunch to try and burn it, but now that I see it's raining,
It's a good hike in this weather, that. A good cycle.
yeah.
Shall we want to go and grab a hot drink?
Yes.
Yeah? Alright, let's do it. Ugh.